So as I mentioned at the beginning, if you would like to make my picture bigger, if you're not used to doing yoga a lot and you want to be able to see better, then go ahead and either spotlight or pin the video, and that will blow it up, make it bigger so that you can see more easily what I'm doing. If you prefer not to see me, then you can make somebody else's picture big. And then as you come to your easy seated position on your mat, take a moment to check in with your hips. I'm going to move back to my mat. And we want to make certain, I'm going to leave the microphones. I won't change them if you guys don't have loud noises going on. Otherwise, I will pop up and mute them, or if you want to mute yourselves. As you start to pay attention and notice your hips, if you notice that there's any tightness or pulling in the low back or in the hips, in the fronts of the thighs, then go ahead and grab a blanket or a pillow. And if you're using a yoga blanket, I really like to recommend these days folding it, not the way we're used to folding it, which is, you know, the long way and sitting on the edge, but instead folding it more like kind of a squatty rectangle, and then placing the tip right underneath the center of your pelvis as you come down and come to an easy Sukhasana, or seated position. Now, most of us will center on the blanket, and so I want you to come forward so that you get your sit bones kind of drawing off of either side of the blanket there. And you'll feel what we're trying to do is to get you to roll forward enough that you're finding the soft tissue of the perineum. And hopefully the blanket is supporting that area so it feels comfortable. Once you find that position, go ahead and use your hands, grab your thighs. You're going to manhandle yourself here to get a rotation on the thighs. So with the inner hand, press down, and with the outer hand, lift up on the thigh, and then reach back and grab your buttocks flesh and pull it back and away. Sit down on that side and notice if that knee feels a little more comfortable, if the outer leg feels more comfortable, if you feel more grounded through the sit bones. And then we're going to rock, keeping that side of the body down. Do the same thing on the other side. So you just grab that thigh, rotate the inner thigh down, the outer thigh up. Keep pulling down on the inner thigh, slide the hand down, pull the buttocks flesh away, and then place yourself back down. So you've really worked to get that booty out of the way. So we're grounding down into the floor. And again, the tip of that blanket, hopefully if you're using it, is supporting the perineum. And as you come to this space, let your eyes close and start to just focus in on your body, arriving on your mat. Take a nice deep breath in, and then drop your jaw and exhale fully. Do that a couple of times. Breathing in, dropping the jaw and exhaling. One more time. Now, without having to open your eyes, simply listen. Take your index finger and bring it to your thumb. Then slide the tip of the index finger further under the thumb. So you're making a big circle with the index finger under the thumb. And then the rest of the fingers will extend out long. Your palms rest facing up on your thighs or your knees. And again, deepen the breath. Every time we move, we tend to lose that breath. Take a few more breaths here and bring to mind what brought you to your mat tonight to celebrate that. This mudra that we just chose is called the Jnana Mudra. It's a mudra of wisdom, of centering, of peace. Our focus tonight will be on that idea of santosha. It's one of the yogic principles that make up the philosophy that guide a yogic lifestyle. So what the heck is santosha? Santosha is the art of finding contentment. Doesn't mean giving up, doesn't mean accepting less. It means falling in love with what you have, with your lot in life, but being able to strive. So coming from a place of perfect peace, of harmony, and of letting go. So tonight, as we move, I'm hoping that you can use that concept of santosha, which allows us to find that calm center and rest in that with your breath. If you're finding a pose challenging, see if breathing deeply can help you to find more in that pose. If you're finding a pose easy and you want to fidget, can resting in that calm center allow you to notice different sensations happening in your body or to refine the pose while everyone catches up. Take one more deep in and out breath here. And then when you're ready, bring your hands up to your heart center, pressing the palms in towards each other, drawing the shoulder blades onto the back, pressing the elbows up and slightly away. As you exhale, gently bow your head, bringing your chin towards your chest, bringing your nose down towards your hands, beginning to open up the back of that neck and welcoming your body into your yoga practice. I want to thank each of you for being on your mats tonight, for supporting this wonderful cause while you take care of your body and you enjoy the fellowship of your friends. Inhale, lifting your head up. Let the eyes softly flutter open and the hands can come back down to the knees. If you are using a playlist, this is probably a good time, if you haven't started it, to reach over and to start your playlist. From here, whatever leg you have in front, we are going to even out those hips a little bit. Switch the legs, bringing the other leg in front. Notice how the hips feel and rebuild if you need to, the way we did when we first came to our mat. So you can find that nice grounded position. And then we're going to take those arms out wide. Think Michael Jordan arms. I'm dating myself. Stretch out through the fingers and use your shoulders to pull the arms slightly further back onto the back as you stretch out long. Now notice if your ribs popped forward. I want you always in class tonight to be thinking about pulling the ribs down towards the tops of the hips. So we're engaging the front core of the body. And then with an exhale, give yourself a nice big hug. Wrap those fingers around. You might even be able to get the fingers underneath the blades of the shoulders. Serena will challenge me because I can't tell you what muscles we're massaging there when we do that, but we all know it feels great. Stop your massage and lift your elbows up to shoulder height. Again, check in to make certain that the front of the body is engaged and sweep those arms out nice and wide again. Take the shoulders back to draw the arms out and open as you stretch through the fingers, and then bring the other arm on top as you hug yourself in again. So we're opening the front of the body and then we're opening the back. Here, I want you to think about puffing up. So push your shoulders back towards the wall behind you as you lift the elbows up in line with the shoulders, trying to open up that area in between the shoulders, the top of the back, where most of us don't have a lot of awareness, myself included. Inhale and open the arms out wide. Flip your palms skyward, and as though you were lifting a heavy weight, lift the arms up, slowly drawing the shoulder blades on the back. Maybe your neck feels okay and you look up. If you have neck issues tonight, please remember, just always keep the neck in line with the spine and don't take those options to look funky places. Exhale, twist your torso and then let your hands drop down, finding maybe your right knee and the floor behind you. Lift up through the spine, exhale and twist, relax your shoulders. Take a breath or two in and out here as you just explore this gentle twist. Now we want the core to be doing the work, not your arms. So gently lift the fingers up off the floor and make certain you can stay right where you were. With an inhale, float those arms back up through the center, come back through the midline. Exhale, twist left, and let the arms float down. One hand on your left knee, one hand behind you. Lift up, lengthening the spine. Exhale and twist. Really plant that right hip down as you twist. Breathe in deeply and exhale fully. Lift those hands up to test and make certain the core is holding you there. And then float the arms up, coming back through the center. Exhale, draw the arms down to your heart. Go ahead and we're going to practice Gomukhasana arms. So if you do not like to reach back and try to grasp your fingers, grab your strap. All right, I don't have mine, so I'm going to move a little here and get my strap. If you don't want to use a strap, that's fine. We'll just grab our shirts, but I'll cue it with a strap so that if anybody wants to get a little more juice out of it, they can. Take your strap up over your right shoulder and just feed it so it's front and back for you there. Then take that right arm out, zombie arms, draw the shoulder back and in. So really engage that shoulder, flip the palm skyward. Use the left arm to help rotate that right arm all the way up. And then bend the elbow. Reach back, and if you're using your strap, grab your strap. If you're not, just place your hand flat on your shoulder blade. Now engage the front body, don't let it go. Engage in as you draw the right shoulder towards the sky. Take the left arm out and flip the thumb towards the floor. Then slide the arm back like you're trying to find something behind you. Then bend the elbow. See if you get a little more out of this that way. Grasp your strap or your shirt and slowly pull your right elbow up and your left shoulder down. Press the head into the arm back into the head, and breathe. Release your arms, letting the hands slide along the belt, coming back to the midline. Let's switch out. So that left arm stretches out long, and most of us, when we reach it out, we pull that shoulder out of engagement. So draw the shoulder back in, flip the palm skyward, use the right arm, and get the arm as close to the ear as you can. Then reach down the back, pull in through the ribs, take the right arm out to the side, flip the thumb down, slide that arm back like you're trying to find something back there to open that shoulder, and then begin to bend the elbow and reach up. Now, if you find your fingertips, yay, yogi, points for you. If you don't, that's okay. Lift the left elbow skyward, draw the right shoulder towards the floor. Breathe in and out and check in on the rib cage, check in on the hips. Try to relax through the thighs. And then release the arms and do some big shoulder rolls. If you used your strap here, you can take it off and set it off to the side. Bring your hands back behind your hips and rock up and over your knees. If you were on a blanket or a prop, go ahead and take it off the side of your mat. Leave yourself a little bit of space and then come to a tabletop position with your hands under your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Look down underneath your tummy and make certain that your feet are hiding your thighs so that we're lined up correctly. And then pull the belly in towards the spine, roll the shoulders on the back. And I like to say, make a nice long flat back here. We have several curves that we want to keep there healthy, but we want a strong supported spine. Take a breath in and out. And then with the next inhale, lift your sacrum towards the sky. Let your belly drop down. We're headed to cat-cow for those of you that do yoga. Pull your heart through. On the exhales, lead with the sacrum, taking it towards the floor. Roll the spine towards the sky. Drop the head in between the arms. And inhale, heading back down to your cow. I'll turn to the side in case anybody's like, what is she doing? Exhale, going back to your cat. 3 more of these with your own breath, feeling your spine, trying to identify it. Noticing every little nook and cranny on the way up and down the back. The next time that you find yourself coming through a neutral spine, so back at your regular tabletop position, I'd like you to walk your hands out about 2 handprints in front of you. Now I want you to think about pushing your mat forward and away and drawing your shoulders apart. I have a funky left shoulder I need Serena to look at, so you'll see me adjust it. Then leave your hips high, exhale, and start to drop your head down. You might find that your heart causes your arms to need to lengthen a little further. That's fine, just to adjust your arms. When you get partway down so that your ears are almost in line with your arms for this puppy dog pose, please check in with your rib cage. Make certain that you're pulling your ribs towards your hips and then lifting the sit bone towards the sky. Now, if you can go a little deeper, keep going, drawing your nose towards the floor. Big shoulder opener here. Take it slowly. And then as you press into the palms, rise back up and draw your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lift your right leg up and stretch it out behind you. Then lift your left arm up and stretch it forward. Draw everything towards the midline of the body for bird dog position. And then with an exhale, take everything out to the side. Left arm goes out to the side, right leg goes out to the side. Come back through the midline. Drop the left hand back in place and sweep the right foot over to the left side of your mat. So you're crossing your left leg with your right, and then you're going to look over your left shoulder as though you needed to check out what was going on over there. Big C curve stretch. Lift the right leg back up, coming back in, drawing the knee back into your tabletop. Tuck your right toes, lift your left leg up and stretch through that leg. Stretch your right arm out into bird dog. Hold that for a breath here. And then when you're ready, we'll slide out to awkward airplane, trying to bring both the right arm and the left leg parallel to the floor. Come back into the center. Drop your right hand down to the mat and take that left leg over to the right side. Look over the right shoulder and take a nice big side body stretch here. It's an old joke. Bonnie and Chris, a few of you guys have heard it a lot. I always say, check out the pedicure, see if you need to fix it. Need to call Avalon and make an appointment. When you're ready, draw the left leg back in, finding your tabletop position. Press forward of your hands with your body and then roll your hips to your right side. Roll the hips back behind the heels and over to the left side. Do a couple of great big hip rolls this way, just waking up the whole body here. Once you've done 3 of these going one direction and you're back in the middle, go ahead and change them up. So come back to your neutral table and then lean forward the hands again, opening up the wrists, roll to the left and change that action. For some reason, I'm not sure why on Zoom, people get more confused about left and right. It's okay, because if we do it right, if we do it on one side, we'll do it on the other. And then come back through your neutral tabletop. Now here, we're going to find our neutral tabletop and then take your left hand slightly out further to the left. Shift your weight over to the left side of your body and draw your right arm up for a nice big twist. Then exhale and dive your right arm down. Now again, if you have neck issues going on today, I want you to be really careful about not smashing your head, all right? Gently place your head on the floor. Stretch your right arm out and draw your left hand back by your right arm. You can be on your flat palm or up on your fingers. Pull your belly in and stretch your left leg out, digging your toes into the ground. Now feel this.
If you are not used to threading your needle, then your next step can be just lifting your left leg up and trying to find balance. If threading the needle is old hat for you and you'd like to make it a little more challenging, see if you can lift your right toes up off the floor also. See, can you press through your right fingers and float your left arm up? I don't think I can do it while I'm talking. When you're ready, bring that left hand back down, draw the right arm back up, plant the left leg down, and then do your twist again, drawing that right arm up, nice big opening here. Bring everything back into your tabletop. And then take that right arm slightly wider on your mat, shift your weight to the right, open up to the left, dive the arm down, threading the needle on the other side. So we try to land on the shoulder. The head is gently resting on the floor. Right hand comes back by the left arm. Right leg stretches out long. When you feel ready, you draw the right leg up in the air. You might stay here or you might lift the bottom leg. You might decide to pull the right arm up, whatever works for you. When you're ready to unwind, your top arm will come down, press the left arm out wide, draw the leg down to the floor and finish your twist. Beautiful, come back to a neutral tabletop. Once you find that neutral table, draw your right leg forward, finding a low lunge. Make this a neutral low lunge, please. So you've got the right knee stacked over the right ankle and the left leg is going straight down. I want you to press firmly down through the left leg and feel the front of that left leg wake up. Now scissor the legs together, pull the ribs in, roll the shoulders on the back, inhale, lift the arms up in the air. Exhale and take a nice big twist to the right. Now, if you feel wobbly, squeeze those legs together as you pull the belly button through for the twist. Flip the palms towards the sky, reach up, coming back through the center. Slide the left hand down to the floor and float the right arm up towards the sky. Dig the left toes in and draw the left knee up off the floor. Squeeze those legs together. Draw the right arm towards the sky, coming up onto your left fingertips. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you start to rotate, drawing the left arm out, right arm out, airplane. Flip the palms and rise up to a high lunge. Exhale, bring the hands down to frame the front foot and find your blocks. Place your left knee back down on the ground, walk your blocks back and stretch your right leg out long. Lift up through the heart, bend the elbows and forward fold over your right leg. Now, if that's too much sensation in the back of the leg, feel free to keep a bend in that knee. Nice flat back here. Ribs still pulling towards the hips. Belly engaged. Inhale to give yourself some space. Take the left hand over to the right foot. Find the outside of the right foot. Pull the right leg back into the hip and then lift the right leg up off the floor. Beautiful. Plant that right foot back down. Find your blocks and walk yourself back into your low lunge. Step onto that right foot, and then you can either step switch or hop switch your low lunge. Totally up to you. Love it. All right, bring that right knee down to the ground. And again, we're seeking a neutral low lunge. So left knee right on top of left ankle, right leg pointed straight towards the floor, drawing as you press that right knee down, you should feel the firing of the front of your thigh. Then squeeze the legs together, pull the bellies in. Hopefully you have one. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist to the left and float those arms out. Keep pulling the left hip back here. It's going to want to pull forward, but don't let it. Flip the palms, coming back up through the center. Slide that right arm down towards the floor as you twist to the left, finding a nice low lunge with a twist. Take a breath, and then dig the right toes in, stretch the right leg out. Now you can stay here, that's fine, Or you can begin to pull up through that left arm, find your fingertips in your balance, and then find your airplane. Float the palms towards the sky and rise all the way up for your low lunge. Exhale and draw down to the floor, finding your blocks. Walk your blocks back and stretch your left leg out. Lift up through the heart, pull the left hip back, right hip forward, and press your chest towards your leg. Breathe. It's interesting how we forget to do that. Inhale, giving yourself some room. Reach that right arm over, find the outside of the left foot. Be sure to draw the left leg back into the hip and then lift the left leg up. Now here, hopefully your leg is doing most of the work and you could let go of the hand, but it's gentler on the front of the thighs if we don't do that. Drop the left foot down, walk your blocks forward, place the blocks off to the side of the mat, hands come down to frame that left foot, stretch through the back leg, step into the left foot and float yourself forward. Inhale, halfway up for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Bring your hands to your hips, pull the elbows together, bend the knees, look at your belly button and roll all the way up. Reaching all the way up. Exhale, hands down to the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, and as you exhale, forward fold, easily floating down. Hands reaching for the floor, your blocks, your shins, something. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands and step or hop back to your plank. Remember, you can always drop your knees. That's good. Exhale, elbows go towards the waistband. Can you chaturanga and hover? Come all the way down for this first one. Roll through the shoulders, lifting up through the heart and find a baby cobra. Keep the neck in line with the spine. Try not to throw the head back. Exhale, come down. Tuck the toes, press through your table, lift your hips and press them back, finding down dog. Go ahead and walk this dog out. And then plant your left foot, lift your right leg up behind you, bend your knee and sweep the right foot in between your hands. Lay your left knee down on the mat and this time have an angle on that back leg. All right, so it's not coming straight up and down from the mat. Hands come to the front knee, press your sit bones down and forward. Make certain that your right knee is still right on top of your right ankle. You can move that foot if you need to. Belly pulling in nice and tight, holding you here. Inhale, stretch those arms up. Beautiful. Now we're going to take the left hand and draw it down behind our head. Holding your head, you're going to bring your left elbow, or your left, this is a hand, your left hand over to your right knee. All right. Pull the belly in, curl at the upper back, the thoracic spine, and take your head back as though your arm were a hammock. Again, opening up the front of the chest, keep squeezing the ribs towards the hips. Come back through the midline, take your right arm back to your knee, lift back up to a neutral low lunge, and then sweep your hands down to frame your foot, stretch through the back leg. Press back, finding your plank pose. Hold that for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, take the chaturanga. Pull through for baby cobra. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, find down dog. Take a breath or two. And then plant that right foot. Lift the left leg up. Bend the left knee, sweep it into the core and draw the foot forward. Place the right knee down, seeking an angle now on that back hip. Press the hips down and forward, pull the belly in and start to lift up through the body. Now right hip is pulling forward, left hip is pulling back. Inhale,
Stretch those arms up. Left hand comes back behind the head. Right arm reaches over, finding the left knee for stability. Curl above the bra line and start to lift the heart. Keep pulling through the front body. So it's kind of a push me, pull you action. Really opening up the front. Come back to a neutral spine. Raise the arms up and then exhale, frame that front foot. Press the right leg back. Press the left leg back. Find your chaturanga. Exhale. Pull through, maybe for up dog. Roll over the toes and press back, finding down dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Behind your next inhale, look forward. Bend your knees, shift your weight back, and then exhale and hop forward. Inhale halfway, exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up, and exhale, hands down to heart center. Shake it all out. All right, we really just got warmed up, but it's 7:30, and I think Lynn and Pamela, do you have a raffle or two? So you can come down, sit in a kneeling position or a Sukhasana position while we get, I've got too many Lynn's going here. And if they don't come on and do their raffles in a moment, we'll keep going. Grab a drink. But they told me 7:30, they wanted a break. Pamela.
Sandy, I just texted her and let her know you were ready for raffles.
Okay, if they don't hop on, we will keep going and they can pop in when they're ready. Yeah, I was gonna check my messages. Nope.
I'm
coming.
We're coming.
They're coming, okay. So it's not a good luck gesture, it's the gesture of contentment and wisdom, but come to your Yana Mudra and find your seated position.
Oh, screen. There we go.
Where am I? Can you guys see me? Let's try again.
No.
Sorry.
I don't know if they need to see me. They just need to hear me.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
Guys, sorry. Okay, we're gonna pull for 2 door prizes right now. We want to say thank you so much for coming, and we don't want to mess your flow too much. So Petra, you won a door prize.
Yay! Petra.
And we'll do one more now and then one more at the end. Mel Eggers, you also won a door prize.
Yay!
Congratulations. All right, we'll go back to
Awesome.
being yogis.
Gosh, how fun.
Congratulations, ladies. All right, as you come back to your mat, let's actually meet back in Tadasana, mountain pose at the top of our mat, and we'll resume. So again, shake it all out. We're gonna play a little bit here with approaching a camel pose. And I really wanna make certain before we do that, that your shoulders are nice and open. So we're gonna take a swimming class tonight. I never was a swimmer, okay? So just give me that. I want you to exhale and press your hands towards the floor, keeping your left hand by your left hip. Draw your right arm up, reach it up towards the sky, and then reach behind you, trying to keep your chest forward as though you were doing a backstroke. When your right arm reaches the floor, then lift up the left arm and rotate that, practicing your backstroke, just opening those shoulders up. And when you've completed at least 2 rotations on each side, you can bring your hands so that you're sliding your hands as though they were going into jeans pockets.
Once you do that, I want you to lift and roll the right shoulder back, lift and roll the left shoulder back. So you really feel your hands on your sacrum, on your low back. Then knit your ribs towards your hips, lift up through your heart and find a little standing back bend here. So you'll see this is all coming from up here, not my low back. Stabilizing my low back, pulling my belly in. Lifting up, keeping my neck nice and neutral, and then come back, release the hands, lift all the way up, let the right hand grasp the left wrist, stretch up through the left side and reach over to the right. Inhale, lifting up, switch the arms out, plant the right foot, draw up through the right and reach over to your left. Come all the way back up, switch the arms out again. So right hand grasps left, reach over to your right, shift your weight to your right foot, flex your left foot, which makes it shorter and draws the leg up into the hip, and then lift the left leg out to the left side. Use the left glute to help you do this. Come back into the center and switch those arms out, stretching up through the right side, over to the left, shifting the weight to the left, flex the right foot, pulling it up off the floor, and then draw it out to the side. Come back into the center. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Another little back bend here. Lift up through the arms, lengthen the spine, curl right above where your bra strap would be, and reach your chest towards the sky. Come back through the midline, draw the hands together and bring them down to your heart. We're going to come to a chair pose. So drop your fingers down to the floor, press your sit bones back and away, pull the belly up and then lift the arms. Hold this for 3, 2, 1. Slowly start to sit all the way down onto your mat and find a boat pose. Hands can come underneath the thighs. Draw the heart and the legs close together. Now you're welcome to stay here in this boat or to release the thighs. Maybe you start to stretch the legs. Maybe you play with your arms. Do whatever feels good for you. And then plant the feet on the floor, grasp the knees, C-curve the spine. Inhale, lift up through the heart. All right, shift your legs over to your right and come up to a kneeling position. We want to have our blocks. I'm going to turn to the side. We want to have our blocks on either side of us. We won't need them right away, but we will in the end. As you come to this kneeling position, I want you to really think about tightening up through the middle of the body, corseting the ribs towards the hips. All right, then hands come back behind you again, roll the shoulders back, drawing the elbows close together. Push your hips slightly forward without breaking at the hips. Press yourself back and then roll forward again. Do this a few times, pressing your prone body straight back and up. Your quads should be doing a lot of this work. If you're breaking at the hips or in the upper back, you're not doing it the way we want you to do it and open up, okay? And then come back. Go ahead, lay your toes flat now. Press back and down, finding Vajrasana. Find your Yana Mudra again. Pull the belly in, roll the shoulders down, and take a breath. While you're here, I'm going to show you where we're going to progress to. We'll tuck our toes, heels towards the ceiling or towards our sit bones. Don't let your legs go out. Pull the legs in, lift up. Knit the core. Hands will come back. We'll lift up through the heart and curl back and over. Now maybe my hands come down and find the blocks. Once I find those blocks, I'm going to lift through my heart and turn it into a nice big back bend. Come back. Hands come to the hips and we press back and down. So let's try that. If you didn't do it with me, try it again. Inhale, lifting up. Knit the core, that's first. Roll the shoulders on the back. Hands come to the hips. We're not actively pushing the hips forward, but we don't want them to fall back, right? Squeeze the elbows towards each other. Squeeze the front body and then roll from above the thoracic spine, curling, lifting the heart. You might stay here. This might be enough sensation for you. If you have neck problems, please keep the neck neutral, all right? Don't throw the head back. Keep the neck neutral. If you'd like to go deeper, hands reach down and find your blocks. Get the blocks where they're comfortable and you can use them to press into and lift the heart. If you want to go deeper, hands reach back, finding the heels. When you're ready to come out, wherever you are, hands come to the hips. Lift up, unwind, press back, and find your Virasana. Go ahead and move your blocks off your mat. I'm going to turn back around so you can see me. Take your toes together, take your knees wide. Press your hips down to your heels and reach out long on your mat, coming to a nice deep child's pose. Check in with that low back. How's it feeling after those big back bends? Inhale, lifting up when you're ready. Pressing through first your table, then stretching your legs back, finding your plank. Lift through the hips and find your down dog. Take 3 breaths in your down dog. At the end of your 3rd breath, on an inhale for your 4th inhale, press your left foot down, float your right leg up, bend your right knee. We're headed to 3-legged dog with a twist, so start to lift that right leg up, drawing the right foot over behind you. Pull that left shoulder forward. Drop that left heel closer to the floor. Square the hips off, draw the right knee through and place it in between your hands. Pivot your left foot down and find a warrior. Exhale, easing down into this warrior, flip your front palm and do a reverse warrior. Reach up more than back here in your reverse warrior, pressing into that front knee. Take the left arm around and find a half bind. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Now reach further back behind you for a nice big reverse triangle pose. Keep your front leg straight and float your arms both back out into warrior 2, parallel to the mat. Float laterally out to the right and then exhale and find your triangle pose. Now remember, your triangle might stop here so you can keep your side body long, or you might reach your mat. You might place a block underneath your hands. Again, any neck issues, stay looking forward, neck neutral. If your neck is fine, you might look up to your left fingertips. Next breath, left hand comes to the left hip. Look down at your right foot, bend into your right knee. Take your right hand out in front of and to the side of your right foot. Step into the right foot, straighten the right leg, and lift the left leg up behind you. Feel free to stay here if this is your pose tonight. Otherwise, open and stack left hip. We're headed to Ardha Chandrasana. Float the left arm up in the air. You might continue to gaze at the floor at about, I don't know, what would that be, 10 o'clock? Or you might rotate your gaze, trying to find your fingertips. When you're ready, bend into that front knee, float the back leg back to warrior 2 and take the arms out. Nice, windmill the arms down to frame the front foot, finding a lunge. Take the right leg back. We'll take the vinyasa here. So find your chaturanga to your back bend. Pressing over your toes to down dog. Take 3 breaths. With your next inhale, plant your right foot, float the left leg up behind you. 3-legged dog with a twist, bend that left leg, left knee reaches towards the sky, plant that right heel and draw the right shoulder forward. Square your hips off, draw the left leg in and through, and pivot the right foot down, finding a warrior two. Press out and relax down into your warrior two. Flip your front palm, and we'll go for that nice reverse warrior. Again, think about reaching up more than back. Bring that right arm back behind you, finding your half bind. Inhale, straightening the front leg. Now reach further back behind you. Nice side body stretch. Float the arms out parallel to the ground. Reach across as though your left arm is grasping for something, and then float the left hand down and the right arm up. Keep the side body long, front body engaged, chin in towards the chest, neck neutral. Take a few breaths here, really feeling the quietness of this pose. When you're ready, bring the right hand to the right hip. Look down at your left toes. Bend your left knee. Take that left arm to the outside and in front of your left foot as you step fully into the left foot. Straighten the left leg. Float the right leg up and check in. Maybe this is where you want to stay today, playing with balance. Like to go a little further, start to open up the heart to the right. Roll the right hip up on top of the left. Float the right arm up. When you are ready to come out of this, your right hand can come back to your hip, bend the left knee, float the right leg back, and find your warrior. I love that pose. It's so nice. You're so strong. Float the hands down to frame that front foot. Step back, finding your plank. This time, lift your hips up towards the sky and exhale your heels towards the floor, finding down dog. Take a few breaths here. Now look around and make certain that you've got space on either side of your mat. We're going to pull our foot through on either side. When you've got your sides of your mat cleared, press your left foot in and lift your right leg up. Bend the knee and bring the right knee towards the right elbow. Inhale, stretch back up long. Exhale, curl the knee in towards the nose, come up onto your left toes. Inhale, stretch out long. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, and then dive that right leg out to the side and plant the foot on the floor. You can stay here, lifting through the hips, or you can look forward and begin to drop your hips down onto the mat. So I don't know if you can see. There we go. From here, again, you can stay right here, or pull your belly button towards your mat. Then exhale and draw your heart down. Stretch your arms out. Take one more breath here. And then draw the arms back in underneath your shoulders or your ribs. Inhale, pressing up. Dig the back left toes down and in. Pull from the core of the body and lift all the way back up to three-legged dog. Draw the right foot down and walk it out a little bit. Still your down dog. We're going to do those crunches and then that twist again. So plant the right foot, lift the left leg up. Left knee, left elbow. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, curl in. Press back out long. Left knee, right elbow. Hover. And then drive that left leg out to the side and place the foot on the floor. Take a breath and decide, are you simply holding the legs here? Or do you want to start to spread the legs, letting the hips drop, lifting the heart? Stay here for a breath. Pull from the belly button to twist the chest. And then exhale and come forward. Maybe the arms go out to the sides. One more breath. Draw your hands back in. Now, as you lift your heart, look back, check where the right foot is. I always want to pull mine too close to the midline, so I'm kind of cattywampus when I pull back into downward facing dog. Make certain your right leg is over where it should be for downward dog. Then pull into the core, lift up, and stretch the left leg up in the air, and then draw it down to the floor. And walk out your down dog. Beautiful. Let's take one more chaturanga by stilling our down dog, inhaling forward to plank. Exhale, this time chaturanga and hover. Pull through for up dog. Exhale, lift the hips. Come back to down dog. And on your next exhale, float forward to your knees. Swing your hips off to the left, your feet to the right, and come to a seated position. All right, make certain you've got plenty of room. I'm too close to a wall, so I'm going to come forward slightly. Then draw your top or your right leg back and have your left foot into your right thigh. You're on the knife edge of both your feet, the inner knife edge of your back foot, the outer knife edge of the front foot. Try to press both hips evenly towards the floor. They won't both go down evenly, but we want to try to muscularly drive them down. Left hand comes back behind the left hip. Roll that shoulder open and hand flat if possible. Right arm lifts up, drawing the hips up, finding graceful pose. Take a couple breaths in and out here. And then exhale and come back down. Switch sides. So now the left leg is bent back, think pinwheel. Right foot comes into the left thigh. Left foot, you're on the inner knife edge. Right foot, you're on the outer knife edge. Out, yeah. Press down through that left hip and lift up. Take that right arm behind you, opening the shoulder. Drive the hand down the left thigh, press into the feet, lift up with the hips. Find a nice back bend here. And then come back down to a seated position. Swing both your legs around in front of you, bringing the soles of the feet in close together. Bring the hands behind the hips, lift up, and draw the feet in as close to the perineum as is comfortable. We're going to walk the hands in, lift the hips and draw the hips back away from you, and then bring the hands around to find the shins. Exhale and gently release the thighs towards the floor as you lift up through the heart. Now, if this is enough sensation for you in the legs, stay here. If you'd like to go a little deeper, draw your hands down towards your toes. Exhale and release your heart towards the floor. Just folding over, not forcing, not pressing too hard. If it feels good, you can even stretch your arms out, reaching out in front of you. Walk your hands back and in. Use your hands to take the thumbs inside the soles of the feet. And we're going to try to open up those ankles a little bit, opening the feet like pages in a book. So you're pressing the outer knife edges into each other, externally rotating the thighs, drawing the bottoms of the feet up towards the sky. And draw the feet gently in towards each other. Hands come underneath the knees, feet plant on the ground. Stretch your left leg out long in front of you. Draw your right foot up as though you were headed for a tree pose. Shift your weight forward, lift up, and push your hips back behind you. Again, coming forward near the perineum. Reach the arms in front so you can lift up, twist to the left, and then begin to walk your hands out towards your shin, stretching and lengthening the spine. Now, if you're used to doing this with a strap, feel free to take the strap to lengthen the arms. Otherwise, simply gently, easily stretch yourself towards your left leg. Now we're going to take the right arm further out and bring the left arm to the inside of the left leg. Flip the palms skyward, drop the left forearm to the floor, flip your palm and find the sole of your foot. So my thumb is across the arch of my foot. Bring the right hand to your right knee. And as you pull your belly button through, draw your right shoulder back. Draw your left elbow down. Neck stays neutral. You can stay here just feeling this stretch through the right side body, or you can lift that right arm up and over, reaching towards the foot. No additional yogi points for finding the toe. Just don't close your chest off. Open your heart. Inhale, stretch that right arm up and unwind yourself. Beautiful. Draw the right foot up and then take it straight out. Draw the left leg in again, as though you were headed for tree pose. Hands come back by the hips. Lift up off the ground so you can slide that pelvis back and away, coming onto the perineum, pressing down through the left knee. Press your hands out and use that to give you some leverage to lift through the heart and twist towards the right. Then exhale and begin to walk the hands towards the right foot. Breathing deeply. I like to move this from a static stretch. Sometimes I'll come in, lift up, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, pull the belly in and drop a little further. Do what feels good in your body. If you like that twist, we'll add that in. If you want to stay, stay. Right hand comes in, palm towards the sky, forearm comes towards the floor. Grasp the sole of the foot with the thumb over the arch of the foot. Left hand to the left thigh. Try not to press on the knee joint. As you roll the shoulders and stack them, looking up towards your left, maybe pulling down with your right arm, drawing you closer to the leg. Maybe floating that left arm up, out, and over. This is a big stretch through the left side body. So don't close off the chest, keep it open, and let go of having to grab the toes. The next breath, inhale, stretch up, unwinding yourself, bringing the left leg forward. Come all the way down onto your back and bring along a block as you come down, please. I'm going to turn to the side. Come all the way down on the back. And we'll check in first, just noticing how the shoulders feel, how the hips feel. And then draw both knees in towards the chest. Grasp the shins and pull them in nice and tight. Flatten the sacrum on the floor and rock side to side just a little bit, giving yourself a little back rub. Now drop your left foot on the floor, knee still bent. Take your right foot towards the sky and stack right ankle over right knee. Then push the right thigh out wider than the chest. Half happy baby is what we're headed for. Right arm threads to the inside of the leg, right hand grabs the outside of the foot. Gently start to draw the thigh towards the floor. Try to keep the left hip down and engaged with the floor. Stamp that left foot in. Now, if you've got a lot of flexibility and you want to go for it, you can stretch that left leg out and hover it, pulling in through the belly. If that's too intense, just take the left leg back. When you're ready, we'll bring both feet back down to the floor and switch sides. So that right foot stays planted, the left leg comes up, we stack left ankle over left knee, push the leg out past the chest, past the rib cage. Thread the left hand to the inside of the leg, grasping the outside of the foot. Keeping that right hip into the floor, start to draw the left leg down towards the floor. So you should be feeling a nice big stretch through the leg. And again, you can stay right here, or you can stretch the right leg out. Hover it over the floor. Pull the belly button in. Relax the shoulders. They want to help out here. Draw both feet back into the chest, grasping the shins. Now you can either repeat that on either side, or if you'd like to go for full happy baby, legs both come up, they go wider than the chest, hands thread to the inside, then the outside. Sacrum is flat on the floor.
Don't curl it up to get your legs. Try to keep it flat. If that means you have to grab your ankles or your shins, go for it. Once you've got hold of these, you can pull the thighs towards the ground and then rock that baby. Again, give yourself a nice little back rub. Still your rock and draw the knees in towards the chest. Take the feet down to the floor. Inhale, lift the hips up just high enough that you can slide your block on its lowest setting underneath the low back. Lay the low back down on the block. Externally rotate the arms. Draw the shoulder blades under the heart. Engage the front body. Exhale and stretch the legs out long. Release the legs, release any energy, just letting the front of the body stretch out. Now, if this is enough sensation, you're welcome to stay here. If you'd like more sensation, you're welcome to bend your legs, lift your hips, and slowly rotate. Just go a little bit at a time, exploring your spine. Don't go too deep. Go up, remembering you've got 3 heights on your block, and then maybe stretching the legs out and seeing, can I relax here? Keep pulling in through the ribs. Couple more breaths. I don't recommend going all the way up to that 3rd block, that 3rd height. Unless, of course, you'd like to go see Serena tomorrow. Take one more breath here. And then bend your knees, bringing the soles of the feet back to the floor. Inhale, lifting the hips up for a nice, easy little bridge. Pull that block out and very slowly roll the spine down back onto the floor. Take your arms out into a T, palms up or palms down, whatever serves your shoulders. Draw your knees into your chest and take a nice little twist off to the right. If your neck is feeling fine, you can look over towards your left fingers. Draw the knees back into the center. Exhale, take the knees off to the left. Breathe deeply as your legs settle one direction. Draw the upper back right rib cage towards the floor, rolling the right shoulder down, maybe taking the gaze over towards the right fingertips. And then inhale, draw those knees back up into the center. Exhale, placing your feet on the floor. You have a choice for Shavasana tonight. If you liked that supported bridge and you want to lift back up and go to a nice little supported bridge, or even a waterfall pose with the legs up in the air, feel free to do that. This time of night, those can both be nice, relaxing poses, draining the lymphatic system and helping to calm us down. If you would like a traditional corpse pose, feel free to plant the feet, lifting the hips, taking any block you might have underneath there. Stretch the legs out towards the right and left corners of your mat. Let the feet relax out to the sides. Flip the palms skyward. Externally rotate the shoulders and draw the heads of the shoulders towards the floor, which will pull the shoulder blades underneath you, snugging them there. Roll your head to the right and the left, regardless of which position you took, making certain that the neck is relaxed. And then bring the nose back up towards the sky. Let the eyes softly close. And let your breath deepen. With each exhale, imagine your body melting and relaxing closer towards the floor. Our work in Shavasana is simply to let go. Notice the thoughts, but don't engage with the thoughts. For about an hour, you've listened to a voice trying to do what that voice tells you to do with your body. So now it's time to just let go. Santosha, the art of contentment, invites us into contentment by taking refuge in the calm center, opening our hearts in gratitude for what we do have, and practicing the paradox of not seeking. Take a full breath in and then drop your jaw and exhale fully. If that felt good and you'd like to do that a few more times, feel free. Otherwise, as you're ready, clasp your hands over your heart. If you are on a block, lift your hips and gently draw the block out away. If you're on the floor flat, stretch your arms towards the sky, rolling the shoulders back, taking the arms long, and press through the feet and through the arms. And then exhale, draw the knees into the chest, gathering the shins in close. Roll to your right side and take a breath. And then use your upper hand and your upper leg to gently, easily stretch up, finding your Sukhasana position. Ending our class the same way we began it, with our hands at our heart center, eyes closed. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you for your support of this wonderful cause and of this group, and for taking the time out on your mat tonight to hopefully unwind, relax, maybe enjoying some wine and some chocolate, as well as fellowship. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I hope you feel very mellow right now.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. So does everybody know where you're headed to see the final raffle drawing? Is that on the Facebook Live group, guys?
Run. Yes, if you go to caringwomensconnection.com and if you have noted, you can set up an alert where we'll show you what's live, or just keep checking back. And as soon as it's live, it will pop up on your screen and you can watch.
Great.
Facebook.com.
Oh, what did I say?
Caring Women's.
Well, okay, yes, sorry. If you go to the Facebook page, I'm sorry, you're right.
Sounds good. And I think they're planning to draw at 8:30.
Yes.
But they'll probably, I would imagine, come a little early. So you guys, thank you for coming out. And there's any questions, anything?
Sandy, thank you so much. That was fabulous.
Thanks. I
Thank
hope you
you.
enjoyed it. Like I said, I hope you're all ready now to go put jammies on and go to bed.
That was great.
Oh, I
Thank
Fine
you.
now.
After wine. Yeah, I'm gonna go get my little bottle of wine. Thank you, Sandy. That was so good.
Great.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed
Good.
it.
Yes,
Take care.
Thank you so much.
Good night, guys.
For having
Nice
Great to see everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.
Miss you guys. Bye.